This is going to be way better than we thought here on Devil's Digest, chatting a little bit about Timo Meier today. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Devil's Digest. I'm your host, Ryan the Gosiker, here with you, as always, bringing the latest, greatest Devils content as per usual. Before we get into the program, I want to give you a chance to be a subscriber to the channel. We need your help to get to 1,000 by opening night. We need your help. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into the show. Now today, again, nothing super crazy, no breaking news, no Luke Hughes extension, okay? Just wanted to talk some puck. I wanted to talk a little bit about Timo Meier and his tenure here with the Devils, because I do have a pretty strong opinion about it going into this season. So, again, came across this article and talking about his tenure, some of the inconsistency, some of the growth and future potential. So this just kind of recapped a little bit of the years, and kind of crazy. This is going to be his third full year in New Jersey. 3.5 by the end of the season, because he came in the trade deadline in 2022-2023, and he came out firing when he got here in New Jersey, and you could see it there. He scored in his first game, 14 points in 21 games with New Jersey heading into the postseason, and then really kind of was meh. 4 points in 11 games as the Devils got bounced to Carolina in that franchise record-setting season in terms of wins and stuff like that. And Meier just needed, it looked like he just needed to change some things. And then he comes out in 2023, 2024, his first full season in New Jersey. He gets, I believe he gets the big contract. And then I know he was, he started to become streaky with his offense. Pretty sure he got hurt that year as well. So, just want to, again, despite his injuries, the one concern about him was his continued inconsistency, but he was certainly hurt for a while. So I do remember that component of it. But you see, December of 2023, 4 points in a 14-game stretch. Okay, I think this is where fans really get frustrated is, he has this Meier March, Meier madness feel to him, and he does it every March, but it's like, dude, last time I checked, you get paid $8.8 million to play in October, November, December, January, February, April, okay, and hopefully May and June, right? You shouldn't just be a March player. And, again, I think that's exacerbated by the fact that those are his best months, and his output in those months are insane. I think obviously we all know, and, it's hyperbole that, he's not a 1 month player, but it sure seems like that when his output in March is just out of control, and everywhere else it's kind of this streakiness, as you see in December of 2023, that 4 points in 14 games. There's too many of those stretches within his game to justify it. So, and then moving on, continuing through, you see Meier madness in 2023, 2024, and then this past year. You're talking about, they do point out a really good point here. The line he was on between him, Hischier, and Stefan Nason combined for 83 goals and 163 points in the regular season, making them the Devils' most consistent unit. Now, again, offense was obviously in flux last year. That's not saying a ton, right? Jack did end up getting hurt as well, so obviously his line would take a dip in that scenario. But just looking through, some of the stuff, and you guys can read it if you would like. I think this is the year. I think this is the year that Timo Meier puts it together as a New Jersey Devil and is going to show the fans why he's worth it on this end. Because really, I think he's done a good job in this sense. When he got here, I felt like one of the biggest things watching him, and I think it was a criticism in that article as well, if you go back to the half season when he got here, when he got traded, he felt soft. It didn't, you're like, man, this guy's gigantic, and he's playing a soft brand. And again, he wants to score goals, stuff like that. Understood. However, it just felt soft. You're like, dude, you're over 6 foot. You're over, 215. Like, you should be mashing people in the face. So I think Timo has now shifted. I think the last couple of years we've seen a shift in Timo to be a little bit more on the forechecking presence and be a little bit more physical. I think it's noticeable if you watch him play. Okay, and then I know last year it kind of felt, I started to feel like he was putting it all together, and then he just couldn't finish. Right? I mean, he scored 26 last year. His official expected goal count was 30, so he scored 4 goals less than he probably should have. Okay, so I think Timo has all the tools to be that 35 to 40 goal season player. Okay, now will we see 40 or 45? Like I doubt it. Okay, but I certainly think Timo can have 35 goals this year and play a significant role on this team. And I believe that this year is the year he's going to put it together, and it's a year he needs to put it together. Okay, because like I said, I think he's gotten over that whole like he's a softish player narrative. The next has to be he's worth it type player. And I hope that's what he's working on. And again, he's just got to finish at the net better. He had plenty of opportunities last year. It kind of felt, you could feel his presence. You could feel, him getting these opportunities. He's got to put the puck in the back of the net. But I think potentially he switched playing styles, okay, to be a bigger presence, okay, and then that part of his game, the finishing part of his game, maybe took a back seat. Now I think this offseason is the offseason he puts it together, and I think this is his best season as a Devil coming up. Timo Meier, this 2025-2026 season, I think is going to be his best in a Devil sweater. So let me know what you think. Leave us a comment. What do you think? Have you lost all faith in Timo? What are your thoughts? I've kind of seen some comments on some other videos, of some 50-50. There's fans that, that love him and think this is, he's going to continue to rise. And there's others that are have a for sale sign on him, so it's going to be interesting to see how the Devils balance, or how Timo balances everything this season. But I think this is the year he puts it all together. He's going to be that physical presence. He's going to forecheck well, okay, and he's going to put the puck in the back of the net. Because we'd have to go back and listen to the calls, but I felt like Danico at some point in the season was just laughing. Because it's like he's getting all these opportunities and just can't find the back of the net. It's, he either misses the net, which kills me. The Devils do that way too much for my liking. They miss the net way too much. But that's a whole different discussion. But also it just felt like, man, if he wasn't missing the net, it's on net, but the goalie's making this really sick save. Like, it just felt like one of those things. So this year, 2025, 2026, I think is Timo Meier's season with New Jersey to prove that he is worth the contract and that he wants to be here. Well, he's going to be here long term, obviously, but is going to have a safe home here in the future. So this is Timo Meier's breakout season, in my opinion, for New Jersey. We'll see how it looks. It could be tweeted at by Freezing Cold Takes by December 1st. So who knows? It's going to be fun. It's a fun ride. And again, Timo Meier's breakout year coming up. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. Help us get to our goal of 1,000 subscribers. And I appreciate you guys for listening, for watching. However you're consuming this content, it's much appreciated by us at the Devil's Digest team. And we love presenting stuff for you guys in the Devil's Digest community. So you guys rock, and we'll continue providing you guys as much as we can, all right, as it continues to roll on. And hopefully we'll have some good news here soon. So we'll catch you next time on Devil's Digest.